Hey everyone, this is what I've been waiting for. This is why we started tracking showing appointments, why we started tracking new contracts in real estate. I'm Craig Duran with the Duran Group over at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. Let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. Since the beginning of the pandemic, we knew we were going to have fewer and fewer contracts written, fewer sales, fewer people looking at real estate. So early on, we started watching this graph, and it comes from a company called Showing Time. For those of you who don't know, Showing Time is a company that real estate agents and brokers use to schedule showing appointments. If a buyer wants to go out and see a house or see a condo, agents and brokers work together through this system to schedule the actual showing. So it's very easy for us to track the activity in the market by seeing how many people are actually getting out and looking at real estate. So very early on, early March, we knew that there was very dramatically, a lot less people looking at real estate. The numbers were down 50, 60, 70%, depending on where you were looking. This graph shows us the entire United States. Mid-April, it started to pick up, but look at where it is. What's really interesting to me, where we are as of yesterday, we're actually up year over year. If you compare showings on May 27th, 2020 with 2019, we're actually up when compared to last year. And that's considering everything that's going on in the world. If you look at we have it drilled down to the state of Florida, very similar. Florida actually started recovering a little bit earlier, and we're right there again, right about even with where we were last year. So if we look at new contracts written in our local market, not surprising, but encouraging to see that there's a correlation. So we have it broken down from Panama City Beach homes, Panama City Beach condos, and then also the 30A market. The residential market, the blue line, recovered a little bit earlier. And of course, it kind of makes sense that a lot of the condo market in Panama City Beach and a lot of the market on 30A is tied to buyers and even sellers that don't live in the area. So being able to travel down and do business, vacation rentals not being open until very recently, of course, affected all of that. So early on, as we saw that trend line move up on the showing time chart, residential kind of went up right away, and we've been up year over year over year. Last week we were down a little bit, but again we're up this week. I think the number's 12% year over year right now in the Panama City Beach homes market. We're up 12% in new contracts written this week when compared to last year. We're 12%, not more active, but more contracts that have been written. In the condos market, we're up 2%. This is the first time we've gotten inched in the Panama City Beach market into the positive after having been down as much as 79%. It's been churning back. Now that vacation rentals are open, you would expect to see that continue. Look at the 30A market. We were expecting that to also take off like the condo market. I don't think anybody expected to see 111% year over year last week when compared to 2019. I think it speaks to a lot of things about some pent-up demand from buyers. Buyers are very excited about beach real estate, especially when it comes into the spring season, early summer. The weather warms up. People like it. We've been quarantined and tucked away for a while and want to get out and feel normal again. I think we all have a little bit of that feeling. It feels like the buyers that are out doing real estate right now are still emotional about real estate and maybe even a little bit more frenzied with what's going on, that, we've unleashed the hounds, so to speak. We're out and we can do things again. I expect, and from what we're seeing with the level of activity again, even this week, which doesn't show on these numbers yet, that the numbers are going to just keep going up and up, and it's going to be a very, very strong next little while in real estate. What will be interesting to see happen is at what point some of this emotion wears off. If we get any economic news that could give people pause, or anything else that would be negative that associated with the pandemic, it'd be interesting to see how it affects it. But right now, if anyone's thinking about doing real estate, remember there are two sides to it. Buyers, make sure you're writing very, very clean offers. Sellers, very quickly like the activity that's out there and are feeling pretty good about themselves. So you make sure you're making a clean offer. It doesn't necessarily have to mean you're writing full price, but a very clean, well put together offer is going to be better received than one that's not. Sellers, this is the kind of market that you take advantage of if you're liquidating an asset. or if you're just moving and it's time to go. When you have a combination of the frenzy that you feel on the buyer side and all these numbers working in the favor of sellers, still very low inventory. Sellers don't have a lot of other properties to compete with generally. It's a very good thing and very good timing. So there is a lot of real estate activity going on right now. The market usually doesn't move that fast, that quickly in a 60-day period, but it has just now. So it'll be interesting to see the next couple of weeks where those lines stop. Are we going to just get back to normal, or are we going to keep going? Is there pent-up demand that's going to cause things to keep going and maybe even have a dramatically better year than 2019, which was already a very good one? We'll come back with that update next week. You guys be well, stay safe, and we'll be in touch.